Hello, everyone. I am the Reverend Godfather, frontman and main host of the podcast, Longcoat Mafia Podcast. And today we'll be going over a few things just briefly. And while we do so, we'll be tasting and trying Mountain Dew Black Label, their crafted dark berry soda. Because why? Because a few weeks ago we tried this, which is Pepsi Fire, which is their Pepsi Cola infused with cinnamon. Hopefully I won't get any messages this evening or during this recording, despite the fact that I try to tell a lot of my friends and listeners that I am recording. They still decide to message me every now and again. Plus, I have a winged visitor flying around. It's a mosquito. Don't get too worried. They do tend to come in the house every now and again. But first, let us crack this baby open and give it a shot. See what it tastes like. Hopefully it's not too terrible. It smells like black cherry. It's not that bad. It's okay. Overall, I prefer the Pepsi Fire over this. I'm more, again, this is one of the rare instances I'm more a fan of this than I am this. And I love Mountain Dew. Just not the dark cherry or the black cherry type of things. Some black cherry I like, plus I like Dr. Pepper, but this I'm not a fan of. But I'll drink nonetheless because I want to keep my mouth moist while I go over a few things. Like I said, or I might have said, today is June 11th. Saw Wonder Woman today. Mind you, what I'm going to be going over will be more detailed in our next hostful, because tomorrow, Monday, June 12th, we'll be dropping our current hostful, which was recorded several weeks ago. The reason why it wasn't dropped sooner or soon after recording was because we had several obligations that had to get out right away, and thus. So we'll be going a little bit more detailed to get Big Candy's and hopefully Zombie Bunny's thoughts next hostful, whenever that might be. Hopefully it's soon. But first up, Wonder Woman just came out, I think, a few weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago. Came out June the 3rd. It's been doing very well. I think I've seen reports that, not number reports, but reports saying that this, its second week, it's still in the number one spot to outdo Tom Cruise's The Mummy. I haven't been hearing too many reviews about The Mummy. What I have been hearing, or hints of what I've been hearing, is that the only good thing about the movie is Tom Cruise himself. And that being said, well, I like my stance for Alien Covenant. I might be waiting for a rental. I don't want to spend $5-10 on a ticket and only to find out the movie really does suck. And I'd rather spend like $3 on a rental for the movie than $5, and not have to walk in the heat again for to watch a movie that I might not really care for or be a fan of. But back to Wonder Woman, back to this movie right here. Despite all the controversy behind Gal Gadot and the movie itself, it was very good. It was very surprising. I liked it. Yeah, I'm going to say it's a hard 7.5 out of 10. There were many Easter eggs. I like the fact that they went with the classic origin story with Wonder Woman, which is, for those of you who don't know, the classic. Actually, they combine two different origin stories, or two different storylines with it, one of which you will find out later in the movie if you haven't seen it yet. I won't say anything, but they did go with the classic origin story that she was, in essence, molded by clay, and Zeus the main Greek god, zapped life into that clay. So that's great. That's great for fans, even though her origin story has changed and been modified over the past 50, 60 years, or whenever her initial creation date was. But it was very good. There were many, many Easter eggs in that. Other than the creation story, there were like at least 2 others. One of which was a nod to, in my eyes, a nod to one of DC's animated movies. I think it's called Justice League War. When they're kind of just introducing the Justice League characters in a way. And in one segment, they're introducing Wonder Woman, and meaning she has a meeting at the White House to meet with the president, or at least the president in the animated universe. And on her way out, she meets this little girl. Wonder Woman, being Wonder Woman, is very happy to meet this little girl. And the little girl she asks the little girl what she wants to be when she gets older. Little girl responds, "I want to be just like you, Wonder Woman." And Wonder Woman, just being herself, says, "I'll be happy to accept you as a sister when you get older," which is very empowering, and, so forth and so on. And her and the little girl walk away towards a ice cream vendor, and Wonder Woman takes a cone, and she's very praising of the ice cream from the shocked ice cream vendor. And there's something similar to that in the movie. It's meaning she takes the ice cream cone. Steve pays for it, of course. That way it's not theft, even though the cone in the animated movie was offered. And she kind of praises the vendor for, after tasting ice cream for the first time, that is, he is a very remarkable man for creating ice cream. But even though it was probably invented far, farther back than I think World War I, which is in the movie. And I got decided that, oh, you shouldn't be drinking while in your videos and your podcasts. Well, I'm a fat boy, I get dehydrated easy, so I'm going to drink. So that's my thoughts about Wonder Woman. I like what they did. I like the villain, and so forth and so on. But one of the classic tropes that they kind of use in it is one of the classic tropes a lot of superhero movies have, or one of which I'm going to probably talk to Lloyd about. It's a philosophical conversation we might have tomorrow, but that's beside the point. One of the things that I did have a problem with, I should say, is the fact that that I've seen in a couple of movies like Wonder Woman, and others like it, is that you have this person that is virtually immortal in a way, super powerful, getting shot at, not taking damage, and manages to single-handedly, with zero effort, lifts up a 3 to 4 ton vehicle and tosses it. My standard problem is, at what point you, as the opponent, or human opponent I should say, you know what, screw you, I'm going home. Why am I wasting my ammo on this person? I just saw this person take several shots to the face and chest with the same type of bullets that I have, and this person, showing no damage, just picked up a 4-ton vehicle. I'm going home. I'm going AWOL. When they ask me why and catch me, I'm going to say, I just saw this chick lift up a tank and toss it like it was nothing. And if they ask me if I was crazy or drinking something, no. Well, I was, but nothing that would cause me to see what I just saw without actually seeing what I just saw. I'm going home. Arrest me, toss me in jail, I don't care. I saw a chick take damage, or I saw person X take tons and tons of hits via guns, knives, grenades, no damage, just lift up a tank and toss it at us like it was nothing. I'm going home. I think that might have happened just once, and I think it might have been Iron Man 3, where the guy says, "I just work here. I'm just gonna go home." But that's beside the point. Next up, I said Wonder Woman was a good movie. Next up today, Sunday the 11th, we had the Microsoft's Xbox announcement. And it is in regards to what was previously labeled, the Xbox Scorpio. Today we found out, or I should say Sunday, June 11th, we found out the official name is the Xbox One X, which means it's the more powerful system. It's, from what I've been hearing in the tech specs, it's the equivalent of almost low level to mid range gaming PC. That's how powerful it is. Not high end, about mid. From what I've been hearing, about mid level gaming PC, which is very good. It's from what I heard, water cooled. I'm not really that big of a PC gaming computer expert, so I wouldn't know too much about that. So that's what's being said. One of the other things that's been Xbox said in their announcement today is that all their Xbox One accessories that you have already, if you choose to get a new one, will be able to work on that new console as well. So if you decide to, if you have like 3 or 4 controllers and you get the new system, even though you'll probably be getting a new controller with that system, those controls will easily be able to work with that new console, the Xbox One X. And one of the other things I've been hearing, well, not so much hearing, it was said in their conference, which was on demand on the console. You could probably see it on E3's site and various sources on YouTube. I won't be the only YouTuber or podcaster covering this over the next couple of days or weeks. Is that the Xbox One X is completely 4K. It's ultra high def, meaning that if you have an ultra high def TV or 4K TV, it will look beautiful on that TV. If you have a regular flat high definition TV, everything will look fairly well. It will be broadcast in 1080p. That's the thing. How many people are like myself, don't have the money yet, the $300 or $400 for a nice large 4K or ultra high def TV? But for those of us who that brings up the other aspect of this. The Xbox One X will be released this year, November the 7th, 2017. The price point is going to be $499. That's right, it's going to have in essence a $500 price point. But for folks like me, who's the budget gamer, and also someone who doesn't really have an ultra high def TV, or doesn't have the funds to get an ultra high def TV in any way, shape, or form, $500 is very, very expensive. So I won't be upgrading to that level. The plus thing is, like I said, you have all the gadgets and stuff that I have. If I choose to find it cheap or do have the funds to get the Xbox One X, everything I have will be able to work with it. So if I get an extra hard drive for my Xbox One, everything will be able to just unplug and plug into the new system. Another one of the good things is that all the games that are coming out this year and for the next year would be able to play on your Xbox One or my Xbox One. If you have one too, that's fine. So if you have an Xbox One, the games that are coming out, like Crackdown 3, let's see, what else? Anthem, Cuphead, and a few others. Cuphead is one of the few ones, and maybe Crackdown 3 were the only two that kind of interest me out of all of them. But not only will they play perfectly on the Xbox One X, they will still play on my Xbox One or your Xbox One, which is a good thing. So you could just spend money in the game, just like Phil Spencer, who is the chief person behind Microsoft's Xbox line, said they will play perfectly or even better on the Xbox One X. Yes, it's his job to sell and promote that system. It is a new system coming out, but not many of us could afford that yet. There are many people out there who might want to get this system, but like myself would rather wait a little while before getting this system, because it will be considered a new system, because with like all new systems there's usually issues and updates, so they want to see what happens first, if there's any problems, i.e. red ring of death. Oh, sorry, the cough. But still, that's that. But what concerns me is, yeah, they're pushing the 4K and the ultra high def. Just that many people will not have that right away, or like most people, they're going to wait another 2-3 years before they get that ultra high def TV. Like myself, I didn't get ultra high def, a flat screen plasma TV until my flat screen TV, with a CRT cathode ray tube in it, decided to go. So it's, when you have people like me that would rather wait, or rather the price point goes down a little bit, or wait until some of the problems and the hoopla kind of mellows out a little bit before we get it, and that way, once we do get it, it's cheaper, and at least in my case, it could be a pawn shop find. But speaking of that, you're going to have a lot of places that when they get it secondhand, they're going to buy it from the person selling it for, I don't know, $400, and they're going to try to sell it used to another knucklehead for $500. Well, they could easily get it brand new and not used for $500. And I'm not talking GameStop. I'm talking pawn shops, maybe a retro game store that might get one in. Because what my fear is, when I go to a pawn shop or a retro game type store that might have something like this, or like when I got my Xbox One, is that there are many people out there that like to mod or hack or what have you, and the system that you get is bricked because they did something wrong, or did something that they shouldn't have been doing, and Microsoft bricked that console, preventing any user who touches it from getting online. So that's one issue I have to look into, and hopefully doesn't happen, or didn't happen with my Xbox One. It was a great find. It was a great price. I got it for a decent price, and it came with 2 games plus Xbox Live Gold, games with gold. You get up to about like 4 games a month roughly, so which is always good. Now, speaking of Xbox Live, one of the things that Phil said in his statements was there will be coming up later this year an update to Xbox's backwards compatibility, and I want to touch a little bit on this with you guys, and I'll probably bring it up a little bit more with Big Candy in our next recorded hostful. What he announced was, not only is the Xbox, I should say the Xbox One right now has 300 games that are backwards compatible, which means there are 300 games that are from the 360 generation that are able to be played on your Xbox One. But now there are going to be about 20 plus games that from the original Xbox, way back in the early part of the 2000s, when they initially started, will be able to play on the Xbox One as well. From the list that I can remember, you're going to have the original Battlefront 1 and 2 going to be available to play on your Xbox One. Conker's Bad Fur Day, the original version of Halo Combat Evolved, and plus a few others. Burnout 3. Like I said, there will be a couple others. There's always something to enjoy. But the thing is, there seems to be a little bit of a he said, she said, or I said, you said type of deal between the backwards compatibility. The thing is, there was a study put out recently of kind of the Xbox Live service. They were able to measure, this was a third-party company, they were able to measure who is seemingly using their Xbox One console playing a backwards compatible game. And out of the millions upon millions of hours that they looked at the study, they found out it was like 0.02%, or it was less than 1% was playing backwards compatible games, and it was only for maybe about 40 minutes apiece. But Phil Spencer, in today's broadcast, he kind of made it seem like it was the numbers were way higher. So it's kind of hard to tell who is right in the situation, because during that testing period that the third-party company did, it could have been a slow day. It could have been not a particular game like Borderlands or Halo or Assassin's Creed game that might have came out that many people would like to play as a backwards compatible game. Or, not to mention, there are not many people know or realize that their favorite Xbox 360 game is backwards compatible. Whether it's a Call of Duty or a Halo or Borderlands or Bioshock, they don't know this. And because it's kind of buried underneath a lot of stuff. I've met a couple of people that were pissed that because their Xbox 360 broke, they can't get another one. They could only get an Xbox One now. And they were hooting and hollering because they couldn't get an Xbox 360 anymore. And when approached, me and a couple other consumers who are partially either casual gamers like myself or quasi more professional gamers, or at least more of a gamer than I might be, asked what kind of games this person enjoyed, and he said, I love Call of Duty, I love Modern Warfare, I love Battlefield. And both of us kind of told him, here's good news, the Call of Duty and Battlefield games, a good chunk of them are backwards compatible on the Xbox One. All you have to do is pop your disc in and play away. And all you would have to probably do is re-download your expansion packs or the DLC for the game if you purchased that. And everything that you have on your console is easily transferred over. And he was happy to see that. And the only thing we warned him was about stuff like this. With the new console coming out, the Xbox One S. But for now, if he wants to buy an Xbox One, or that consumer wants to buy an Xbox One for whatever reason, they don't have enough funds, or they don't want to have the $500 for the Xbox One X, at least they will be able to play something on their system and go back to beginning, so to speak, which is nice. One of the other things that came up was that I wanted to bring up was the demo that they showed from EA Games, and that was for Anthem. My first impression, seeing their playthrough, their on-screen type of playthrough type deal, reminded me of Destiny. It looked like a Destiny ripoff. Literally, it looked like a Destiny. I might not be a fan of Destiny, and I might be getting the sequel, so I have something to play with friends later this year. But it looked like a Destiny knockoff. It literally did. It looked like a knockoff of Destiny. It's like well, we see Titanfall did well and has a sequel. We saw Destiny did extremely well, and it's open platform in a way, a sandbox type deal. And this has a sequel coming out, which is somewhat of a success, seemingly, or will be a success this September. Let's do it. You know, let's make our own. And that way we don't call it Destiny, but let's make a lot of elements similar to Destiny. So, but overall, out of everything, there might be 2 games out of all the 42 that they showed during this presentation that looks interesting to me. One was Cupheads. It looked like a 2D scrolling platformer type of ordeal in the old school animation style. I'm talking animation style from the 20s and 30s, the Betty Boop type animation style. And the other one was Crackdown 3. Though out of that, the only two that I'm interested in, or will consider buying over the next couple of months. But for now, but closer, I'm more intrigued to pick up the new South Park game, which will be released maybe about a week after my birthday, which will be about mid-October, March, hopefully, if they don't push it back till past March 2018, is the Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that's why they pushed back Red Dead Redemption 2 to March, is because initially, I think it was November 7th, that they had this release date for Red Dead Redemption 2, and here is a new console coming out and in November with a whole mess of games exclusively for, or timed release games for the Xbox One X, and they didn't want their game to get buried with all this new stuff. So I could completely understand why they pushed it back to March of 2018. So, and that will give me plenty of time to, you know, when that comes out, when my birthday comes, my family tends to send me birthday funds so I can spend it on what I want. I'll get the new South Park game, and when November comes, when March comes, I'll have maybe a couple extra bucks with tax funds coming in, and I'll get Red Dead Redemption 2 either digitally or through GameStop. So that's it for now, folks. I'll drink the rest of this and probably start on my fire. By the time you listen to this or watch this, we will have a brand new episode out at thelongcoatmafia.podbean.com, also iTunes and Google Play Music. All our social media links are down below. As always, you can email us at longcoatmafia@gmail.com. Please listen to us or visit us on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All those links will be in the description down below. If you like what I see or disagree, please put a comment below. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Give us a listen, our audio podcast to listen to. More to follow. So, again, listen to us on iTunes. Listen to us on Google Play Music. Listen to us on Podbean. Either way, listen to us. Watch our videos when they come out. And good evening. May you stay cool this summer.